Now, let's suppose, you do even manage to do that, and you are like, okay, Rohan, I'm already crushing it. And at least Rohan, out of these, I got 1,000 people who clicked on my marketing, 200 people who actually became my leads. Out of this, 100 people actually consumed / showed up. Okay, now guess what? After your ebook that you have, webinar or whatever, what is going to be the next thing that you will do? Of course, you have given them value, you have nurtured them enough. The next thing would be to sell them, right? So basically, you will make a pitch. Now, this pitch could be in whatever form you prefer. Okay, this pitch could be on a one-to-one call. It could be on a one-to-many, like a webinar or whatever 3-day event you're doing. It could be one-to-many, right? And I think these are the only forms, right? Now, let's suppose out of these 100 people, you should expect at least 10 to 20% of them minimum to convert, which is out of these 100 people, how many is it? It's approximately 10 to 20 people. Now, simple rule, lower the prices, higher the conversion rate is. The better your sales process is, the higher the conversion rate is, right? And of course, the better your mechanism is, the higher the conversion rate is, right? So at this stage, what ends up happening is when people show up and they do not end up buying whatever you're selling, guess what do people do? Again, they would just go back, oh, it's Mark Zuckerberg's fault, it's Sundar Pichai's fault, or it's the fault of the platform, or it's the fault of my marketing agency, or it's the fault of the content agency. And they end up blaming everyone. But you know what? These people have already delivered what was committed, which is traffic. You already have enough people who are giving you the details. This means this is working so far. These people even decide to show up or consume. At least 50% of them decided to, of whatever you're offering, which is pretty good. But then when they finally consumed whatever you are offering, video, webinar, ebook, whatever, and they finally hear your pitch by either you on a one-to-one call, or by your sales team on a one-to-one call, or by you on a one-to-many event, after hearing that pitch, they are still like, Rohan, this is not compelling, I'm not buying. And out of this, if you end up getting less than 10-20 people, this means less than 10 to 20% of the people who actually consume to actually buy this, guess what? Then something is wrong with your pitch. Okay, so what do you go about doing? Well, very simple. First, you have to, number one recommendation is listen to the recording. Listen to the recording of you pitching one-to-one or one-to-many. Try to identify the areas where the person you're talking to or your team is talking to, they are very, very engaged and paying a lot of attention, and the areas where they start, showing disinterest, where they are like, oh shit, I'm not paying attention. Try to use various kind of softwares that you have where you see major drop-off points. Example, on YouTube as well, if you go to analytics, you'll be able to see on your videos where is the drop-off point. Where exactly are people falling? Where exactly are they not appreciating whatever pitch that you have, right? And then what you can also consider doing is you can send, again, a simple survey to these people as well. And you can ask them, just like how we did earlier, that, hey, you ended up attending this event, or you ended up actually consuming whatever I had, but you still did not buy. Can I ask you, like, why? And you get them to fill a survey. If survey is not the game for you, call them and ask them, like, hey, what actually went wrong because of which you are not interested in actually moving forward? And then what would happen is you would have a list of reasons which would make you understand why your pitch is just not good enough. Then you take that feedback and then simply try hundreds of pitches, 100 different variations of different kind of pitches that you have, which will allow you to understand, okay, what works, what doesn't work. Okay, this is what's resonating with my audience. This is what's not resonating with my audience, right? And then you go make that change, and then you go try that out, and that would allow you to actually improve upon this and eventually get more conversions, right?